Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, re-looking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
proper sign. Shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Good morning. Hey. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there today? Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. It is Friday. Everybody loves Friday, don't they? I don't think I've ever met a person who did not appreciate Friday, but what I don't appreciate is the sign not being on. Okay, there's a lesson in there for me. I slept in a little bit today. I felt lately a sense of urgency to just keep going, keep growing, and for sure keep showing up. Keep showing up. That's what I want to do. How about you? So today we're having another solo day. I hope to get someone out there to chat back and forth with me. How about you, Robert Brooker? You feel like talking this morning? Put it in the comments. I can always count on you. You know, Robert, do you remember when this show started way back in the golden age? Some days it was just you and I. Do you remember that, Robert? And I just want you to know, in case I forget to tell you, those were some of my most precious memories. Those serve as some of my most precious memories. Seriously, I mean that. As far as the Bathrobe Moments heritage, the legacy of this show, the journey. Yeah, thank you, Robert. It really sticks with me, and I appreciate you. So today, I want to find out, and Robert, you'll probably be the only one to talk for me. I want to talk about spiritual checkpoints. I have a sacred journal. Let me grab it. It's right here. Right? Now I have other journals. There's one. And I'm thinking, don't mess up all the stuff it took you to clean up last night. I mean, I had to go through lots of papers and both sides. I'll tell you why here in a second. Robert, remind me to bring back up seeking. Don't let things get hidden from us, okay? I'll bring that up. I just want to stay on this. So then here's this isn't a regular journal. I name them. You know what made me, or encouraged me rather, because nothing is forced, we must choose, do better. There are clues. Thank you, Robert. That means the world to me. It really does. I'm not just saying it. Okay, so this is my inspiration. These are like all the things I lead. I allow. Yeah, I'm listening there. I got to choose my words very carefully here. These are the words. I think they have a blessing, an extra blessing on them, because I don't write down all the stuff that comes after these. Those come in the moment, but I use the things in here. They're sparks. That's what they are. They're sparks of inspiration, because we should never, ever have to come up with a story. You live them. We live them every day. And if you don't have enough to talk about from today, then look to the day before. One of the first things I remember receiving as far as how to get started in the work. I'm learning now that the clues are falling into place. All the instruction that I was given and the instruction that people told me they were given. How you listen and you put it all together to find the best way to what it is you're looking for. And so these sparks, many days we get up, think about depression, think about distraction, think about detours, everything starting with D's. Oftentimes, those things take root and grow a little deeper, the roots, and the weeds, if they're not serving us, they're weeds. They grow a lot faster, a lot taller, and a lot stronger, oftentimes, than the thing we're trying to grow. and they can choke them out, grow rampant, and they can hide the things you planted. If they grow taller, if they grow thicker, they can hide the things you've been growing. And then when we turn, hey, where are my tomatoes? They're in there. But what happens is I'm guilty. I was a lot worse. But I wouldn't even move the weeds. Oh, that looks like it stinks. Well, that one has thorns on it. Thorns. If I were to prick my finger and get a thorn prick, right? Or have you ever been pulling those weeds like that dandelions come out of? Some of them have those really fine, like cactus-like thistles on them, and you don't even see it. And you, how was it a little thing? Ow, hurt so bad. And then you try to find the thistle in your skin, and you can barely see it, if at all. But you can surely feel it. I believe that's a message. I believe it's a clue. It's direction. You know, a lot of us who do this work, and just everybody, Robert, you're concerned with your content. You're careful of what you put out into the world, what you share with people, and what you encourage them to pick up because you know it to be true. But so we're not going to talk about that part today. We're going to talk about spiritual checkpoints. Okay? Spiritual checkpoints. We're going to start with, okay, so this is one. They work on both sides to lift our spirits, to grow our spirits, to enhance our spirits. Return to seeking. Absolutely right. That's a good point. That's a great point, Robert. Return to seeking. Ooh, that sounds like a book title. Ding. So I'll give you an example about this. And I really encourage, if you mean these things, anything in your world that you say, ooh, I mean it. And when you pray for it, I don't care what anybody says. I think all of us praise. I think we do. You know what makes me say that? Okay, try to go back. Or just, have you never seen when somebody hears some news? Oh my God. And then she fell off a 22-story building. Oh Lord, no. See, the shock, that's an excited utterance. It's a real thing. And we scream or we reach, in many cases, for the name that we've often used for what we believe is the lifeguard in our life. Now think about it. Return to seeking. That's what Robert just said. And that's kind of what I was describing. Oh Lord, no. Now think about it. But when it's a celebratory time, in many cases, I'm not saying everyone, but in many cases, I'm using myself as an example. Oh Lord, oh God, oh universe, oh, we never go there. It's like we only call that name out when our palms need something dropped in. Seems kind of opportunistic to me, but thank goodness. In my case, anyway, I believe what I refer to as greater there, has created grace. And grace is in place so that we can trace our way back to the blessing that we may have forgotten, left behind, or allowed to be dismissed, misplaced, overshadowed, you name it. And what's that lead to? How do you stop that? Create a system, maybe? Set reminders, perhaps? Keep a journal or a log and come back and tick them off all at once. Or do we practice like, good day, good night, hello? Those things come automatic in certain situations. Okay, I'm going to go to bed now. Good night. Well, I'm leaving for work. Have a great day. See what I mean? You don't have to think, oh, I forgot to say good night. You do it. You wake up, you walk in, your significant other standing or sitting there. Oh, good morning. Don't forget to kiss your routine. When Brian and I come together, I know down to, I used to go to the wrong side. He likes the heart side. I didn't know that was even a thing. So spiritual checkpoints, again, for those coming in, is what I want to talk about today, and it's a solo day. Now, I am going to start with why I got the download. Spiritual checkpoints was our topic. This is a Friday. I can't even remember the last time I didn't have a guest on a Friday. I didn't choose to have one today. And I didn't know why. I had to move on faith. And sometimes I learned that this week. So, you know this, sacred journal, for me, name them and know what they serve, what purpose. My sacred journal, I chose this one because I have no others like it. What made me think some things, why do I keep getting all these journals? And they were brought to me. I was looking for something, and I was asking for something else. I didn't know that at the time, but I was seeking something. I didn't know what, but I was looking for something else, and I was coming up with zip, or so it seemed. But even that was a part of the plan, because I found a better way. Seek, and you will find never leaves you or me behind. Write it down. It's a promise. Seek and you will find never leaves you or I behind. So once I named it, then the spiritual checkpoint that I was in, and why do I call it a spiritual checkpoint, or why was I told? For me, because when the light bulb comes, when you're hungry for something, you have a craving. Ooh, suddenly I feel like seafood, sushi tonight. Ooh, I have a taste for caramel cake. You know what? I just feel like calling my sister. Okay? Spiritual checkpoints. Spiritual checkpoints show up to become an intersection with where you're at. I believe, for me anyway, what it's now. Why is it here? Ask it. What is this? What is this? Is it a stoplight? Is it a yield? That's what mine represent right now. Blinking yellow light. Slow down at this intersection. Right? And so the thing I love about spiritual checkpoints the most that I'm understanding is that they sharpen us. They sharpen us. I need my frequency music on back here. The cable must have, come on. Okay, come on, y'all. I need this stuff. Wait, not that. Okay, wait a minute, y'all. See, this is a spiritual checkpoint right now, because that has been in place. It's a ritual. Hold on. And when it, oh Lord. Go. I hate these ads. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna let that go. And that's another thing I'm finding. As soon as I have the remembrance, oh, I need to go get this. I neglected that, or I forgot that. I go back like I turned around, right? Just keep up. And then I'm saying, I got to have my frequency music. When I said it, was I remembering why? And the more I couldn't find it, the more frustrated I got, which is why I seek and sought out something, and it led me here, right? So when it's missing, there is a reminder. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Almost. It's not the same as did. I almost forgot. Well, how did you remember? How did you not forget? Think about it. Just let it sit there for a minute. Because now there it is. Now look, I couldn't even turn off. As soon as I saw it, I was able to relax. Something came through the other morning when I was frantically working, frantically. See the description? Frantically, because I had a set time. And it was like I felt the universe go and go to finish Lulu's show opener. So the night before, I had been putting it off, but I had started. And then all the checkpoints, spiritual checkpoints were. So now, Lauren, when it's not working, do you force it or do you wait on us? When I create visuals, it's like the Iron Man wall. Remember how in the movie he could do right? So when that gift started maturing within me, and I really was beginning to understand the instructions and the process, and it was all leading me to the frustration in the learning of the process led me to the realization and the magnificence of when I got to that intersection. I knew was there. I relaxed into it, which is surrender. So the spiritual checkpoints for me are there now. They change meaning right now in my journey, in this current time, this reality that I find myself within right now, which is temporary because it's going to change. They are there to encourage me to remember the strengths in times of rockiness, shakiness, because you just need a moment to gather your thoughts. See, all the things the clues come rushing in. I just need a moment. I need to get my head together. Can I just have some space? I need to bring it in. Listen to the things that automatically show up in times of panic, in fight or flight, which is the physiological voice of it. And if it's not speaking, then, because it's the only thing that is implanted in our body physiologically that turns on automatically to say, run. Something's not right here. Go. Because this is our temple. It is our vehicle. Our soul relies on it to move its mission across time. If we don't have it, what's our soul going to do? Start over? So, spiritual checkpoints. The reason I know we're talking about it today is because they're so easy to miss. Yes, Mike. Think about it. There are two forms of approaching these checkpoints to make sure we realize how important they are. Intuition and instinct. Are they the same? Have you looked at let's ask Alexa. Alexa, what's the definition of instinct?
Instinct is an inborn, automatic behavior that is common to a specific biological species.
Inborn. There's another IN word. Born already in you. Inborn. Alexa, so what is intuition?
Intuition is the ability to gain knowledge without reasoning or explanation. It is a direct form of knowledge acquisition that involves instantaneous understanding or insight. This intuitive knowledge can be understood as a form of knowing without knowing how. It is a gut feeling or instinctive response that can be highly accurate in certain situations.
That can be highly accurate in certain situation. Inborn instinct, internal. Instant, instantaneous. The thing that thinks for us. Because when we think too hard, too long, too wrong, too little, we most likely are going to get it wrong. Now, spiritual checkpoints. Been around a baby or little one? Or remember when you were? Charles, you have kids, little ones. Remember, you don't even have to, The baby doesn't have to know how to talk. You don't know how to talk. You're not saying a word, but let them reach for something, like say something's gonna burn. Not even a word. They stop. If you see them headed somewhere, say it's not as dangerous, and you say, "Don't you go over there," they keep right on going if they want to. But as soon as you say because there's something in that tone. It has a ring to it. It is a spiritual checkpoint because that babies are fearless. You know, we hear that all the time because they're working through the insights that they are at in their journey, all the things that are inside them. When they wake up, they know instinctually, they know what sound to make someone come running. They know what sound is what makes people smile, and play with them. They know what to do when it's a hungry thing, a wet thing. All of those, we think they all sound the same, but ask a mother. She can tell, in most cases, even fathers, what that cry is all about. It is a language, and it's a spiritual checkpoint. Because anything that is what's the root word of spiritual? Spirit. How is my spirit feeling in this moment? I'm uncomfortable. Somebody better get here and clean out this diaper. And bring a big ass trash can because I'm loaded. So is it starting to make sense? Are you following? The reason I want to talk about this today is because I want you to, let's get involved here. So spiritual checkpoint. So let's say that's the word. Let's treat the word spiritual like they treat the word peach in Atlanta. They put it on everything. How many streets do they have in Atlanta? Have you ever driven in Atlanta? Everything is peach. I'm like, okay, we get it. Right? Chicago, we're the windy city, but it's not like Windy Lane, Windy Freeway, windy. So anyway, but I'm going to take a lesson from Atlanta. Spiritual intersections. They don't have to say spiritual, this is spiritual, but when they're getting our attention, it's so that we don't leave it behind, I believe. For instance, I looked over last night. The last thing I did was I had an urgency. I kept saying, okay, I'm going to bed right after this. But something felt incomplete. And I was like, there's still something. And then my ADHD goes, are you sure you're not obsessing? Which is more important, your rest or the rest that you? And I was like, can it be both? Why can't it be both? And so I immediately weighed the situation. Look at what my hands are doing. Now, here we go. A spiritual checkpoint for me a few weeks ago was I got a download and they said, hey, Lauren, here's an equation to share with the world about how to move through an intersection when it looks like there's no traffic. It looks like, well, okay, it's okay. Where's their crosswalk? No, who forgot to paint the lines? I want to stay in the lines, within the lines. That way, if somebody hits me, I can sue them. You hit me, I was in the crosswalk. I didn't jaywalk. Where's the lights to tell me walk? Where's that sound? Beep, 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 beep. Got 20 cents. What's the sign with the numbers? Here. Rely on your instincts. But I don't know when to go. Out it comes. What are you waiting on? Well, I was told to look both ways. You just did. Now go. Now, there it is. No question. Go. And then you move and you make it through. Why do you think we hear the term stuck so much? Because that was your choice. Why do we hear stuck? Because something had you frozen. Find the clue in frozen. Fear. Frozen in fear. Have you ever heard frozen in faith? Yes. Are you sure? Did you hear fight or flight say run? No. But my hands are sweating. And I had to learn through spiritual checkpoints to trust and listen. There it was. If I didn't trust, my heart was louder than the traffic, the beat. My heart was louder than the voice of reason. Because what I learned, and I'm still learning, is that when I hear fight or flight, because I was out on the street, I heard it many times. Sometimes it whispered. Sometimes it was right here. And many times it screamed because I was hard-headed and stubborn, distracted, or totally sleepwalking. And it woke me back. Huh? Go! And I moved. Many times, the most powerful choices are based on a spiritual checkpoint for me anyway. I'm not trying to tell you your journey, but I want you to start learning more about your journey. So sometimes panic and the sense of urgency, I am finding when God is behind it in my life anyway, the more, I'm looking for the word, the more urgent it is, the more soothing God delivers the instruction to run, go, just go, Lauren, just go. Lauren, I want you to slow it. Like if there was a bomb or a snake. You notice that? You notice how in movies and stuff and in real life, if someone sees something that they know, say an animal that will charge, a snake that a person woke up or it's near, it can strike. And a person walks up on it, or the person that is in danger, in peril, pending. They sit there and you see how they take everything purposeful. You can sure stay calm when you know that thing staring you down is waiting for the cue to attack. And what is it? Is it the sound? Is it the tone? Is it the level of volume? I don't believe so. I believe it is waiting, biding its time, waiting for the portal that it knows is fear-based. There it is. Because the minute we turn that on, we become prey. Yes, Mike. Frequency. Now, yesterday, Sid McNary was here, and when he left, we were backstage for a while. And, he's into yoga, and I'm always really interested in yoga because, or anything that I was legitimately, and still maybe, curious about, drawn to, interested in. Even I never think, my old ass, I told you I did it once and I walked in there, like, they were just putting the right leg behind there. I was like, that ain't gonna happen. But at least now I know it's possible. And I saw a person in there, my age at the time, doing it, few of them. So it was telling me you're not too old. Anyway, I ran out. But yoga, I said, well, why do so many people do it? How do they get into it? And he says, well, they're attracted to it. And something, when we're attracted to something, the law of attraction, I believe, I'm looking for something, seeking, and something then begins looking for me. It does. And we meet where? What's the topic? Where do I run into, stumble on, or upon? Out of nowhere, it appears. It wasn't out of nowhere. It was a spiritual checkpoint. It was an intersection. Because why? See, I've never called it a spiritual checkpoint until this morning. I was typing it in to set the, you got to type it in StreamYard to get the, the stream started. You have to title it. And I had to sit there for a minute and wait because I knew I couldn't just type any old thing in. I allowed everything to come to this spiritual checkpoint, this moment in time, and name it. And that's what we got. So now that I have accepted, practiced, and implemented the visual, the understanding, the intention, put my heart in it. It is a desire attached to my heart. Now, let's see why. What happens? And I found when I cross through a spiritual intersection, now where I'm at in my journey, like a gate, like when you're trying to get into a gated community, you put in a code, it goes up. Now go forward. That is why I have named it, or it was named for me, that's what I believe, as a spiritual checkpoint. I got through. I was allowed entry. I wasn't detained at the border. So now what? Okay, so spiritual checkpoints. Here's another example. My definition of organization. It's instinctual. It's not like the way I have stages of work. Okay, I'll give you an idea. I'll do things like this. I first had to divide the things I wanted to catch my eye. This is the system. So, and then I had to name at the top of each thing over here. These are things, see, Andrea workbook, social goats, Hearts and Sink TV show, Charles Maddox, Tammy Williams, and the list goes on and on. But I look over, when I organize, it reminded me. And why is that at the top? Because I fan them. Because one of the things that prevent us from finding the spiritual checkpoint when we get there, because I don't run. When you're in tune, when you're in alignment, you cannot run through a spiritual intersection. You cannot. It's like that old Verizon commercial. You run into the wall. The invisible. Why am I stuck? You're not stuck. I'm trying to keep you from getting a ticket, right? There's something here for you. Breathe. Be still. And learn. So now I name these because I know when I name things in my world, they work for me. Because I have dominion, and if I call them by their name, they recognize mine. So that's what I do. That is my system. I learned this system of this, not the fanning of, because I lay them so I can see this title. Because if I don't, what was I doing? I was laying something on top of something. Now, what I'm looking for, I've hidden it from myself. Days, weeks, months before I'm going to need it in some particular given moment. And I can't predict how long that moment will be when I need it. So if I let it get so buried that it'll take me all day to find it, and I need it right at 9:01 that morning to make a difference that will affect everything in front of me for the rest of the day, week, month, year, life. How do I prevent? You see? So I had to learn most times when I say enough is when we've sacrificed something. We've lost something. We've hurt someone. And we feel it because we know we haven't done our best. Soon as you get that feeling, that is a spiritual intersection. That is a spiritual checkpoint. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And where do you get you've seen some humdinger, total, fatal accidents at intersections. I'm hearing, just let that sit out there for a moment. So, okay. So last night, I'm going to continue with last night. So last night when I thought it was time to go to bed, right? And I was like, what? So I started I got everything over there on the side, lined up. Oh, you guys, Robert, I promise. Brian is going to the office, Max, today to get the envelopes with the cardboard insert, because the Vanna pictures are all packaged up. Look, there's your story, Lori Whitney. They're packaged up and they're going out. I won't promise today, Monday at the latest, because I'm off work on Monday and I have to travel tomorrow to Michigan to speak. So, but they're all ready to go. Brian's buying that. I have your addresses. They're on the way. Okay. So that is right on top of a pile of others. Not a pile, just a little stack. See, pile sounds like a mess. Pile of laundry. A pile of shit. See how quickly I changed it? Because I did my best last night at that spiritual intersection when I went through things and prioritized. As soon as I said pile is what I fixed it from, where I took it from, brought it from, respected it from. As soon as I said pile, a spiritual intersection, a spiritual checkpoint, said, is that really how you want to say that? Is that the definition you want to put behind your efforts, your work? You're going to send that to those people from a pile of what? A pile of crap. A pile. See what I'm saying? No. From a stack of important everything. Let me move this stack of files. Ooh, man, I'm going to make stacks. Just giving examples. So name things so that they work for you. It's like putting a uniform with your brand, which is your name, on it. Oh, you work over at the Whitney plant? Mm-hmm. Oh, I see you work at Mike Casanova's luxury everything. Right. You see what I'm saying? And not just so that your workers, your team, let's put it that way, that work with you, because everything works with us and for us. It's not just for them to be recognized by others and each other, but it is for your competitors, those people that are trying to get at the same thing you are. It allows them to see the mark. I'm sorry, I already have a job. I work. That is why we can say when you get paid for those jobs that you're hoping, praying that the one day will come where you can transition and do that thing you love, your passion, that brings you not just happiness, not just joy, but it brings you bliss. That's what you were made for. We were not made for just the grapes. We weren't made just for the champagne that we make after we stomp and clean and filter and produce the champagne. But after we've bottled it and it has been placed where it needs to be placed in a perfect environment, and we know that it is ready and it's waiting on us to pop the cork. Guess why popping the cork is the best part of a bottle of champagne? You would think drinking it. Nope, because seriously, when I drink it, I have to be careful, because the next day, and then gives me a headache more or quicker, or one that hurts and lasts the longest than me drinking too much champagne. I was wondering, why is it? I can drink wine, anything fat, but as soon as those bubbles get in there, because if you overindulge, you won't appreciate that magic, that blissful moment when those bubbles tickle your nose, right? So in my world, I look at bliss as the champagne bubbles. I don't want to drink flat champagne. And that only started to matter when I went through enough spiritual checkpoints in my journey to understand, hey, I'm still moving forward. And I'm moving in a straight line. I think I like the sound of that better than living a life that leads me to a flat line. Death of everything that produces bubbles. That is what depression leads to, where we make a decision. Oh, I'll drink anything. Who left this solo cup of champagne? Dom Perignon, 1874. Who cares? If it's flat, no one's going to drink it. But, do you know how much this bottle cost? No. Because I don't care how much it costs. If I don't like the way it tastes, the minute we automatically know what we like and don't like. And that's why I believe I get headaches if I drink too much champagne. Because if I just do it because you ever seen the person? Oh, did you even taste that? You ate it so fast. Gluttony. Why are you ingesting it? Because whatever, it surely isn't, because the bubbles are savored. The bubbles, you don't want this moment to end. The bubbles are what make us grateful and I wish I could hold on to this moment forever. Hate to see you go. Oh, I wish you could stay longer. The bubbles. Sunsets. Fireworks. Anything that catches our attention makes us stand up and look a little more intently. It gets our attention for a reason, and we stand straighter. Stand to attention. Because it has uplifted us. Do you see how it all starts to come together? It really does. So, moving past, I got this section last night together. And then I was bent over. I didn't sit down. I was going to turn the computer on. And I could say this, but I won't. I could have said, oh, and out of nowhere, my lower back, ow, and I bent back. I'm at attention, straight up. As soon as I straightened up, because I remember I was like this. I'm telling you, I was like this. I want to get out of here. I finished over there, but there's a big pile right here. Here it is. And I heard, ow. So I sat down and I had to straighten my back out, trying to work the kink out. And what do you do when that's a spiritual checkpoint? Ow. Bent over. Straighten up, Lauren. What did that take me back to last night? Why are you doing all this? Well, because I want to do my best. Spiritual checkpoint. Check. Gate went up. Got it. They're helping me make sure I have everything I need for the trip I'm about to take. In our world, when we're going somewhere and we know where we're going, we know I'm going to Bermuda, I need shorts, this and that. If I was going to a snow place, I need, hats, I'm going skiing, da-da-da. But because of surrender and because of faith and because we're co-everythinging with what is greater than us, sometimes you have to grab your luggage, grab something to put something in. Let me grab something and throw something in so we can get out of here. But you have to leave where you're at and start to where you're going with your luggage completely empty. Jump, they said. When I was 16, 17, getting out of, didn't see this coming, getting out of foster care, just jump. You'll be okay, y'all. But that jump sounded like this. I don't like this. I changed it. I used to say it for decades. I don't say it anymore. And grow your wings on the way down. Like that makes me bold or courageous. I'm not trying to go down. I'm trying to stand up. Wall talk. That's really saying get over it. Cheat. Find a way around it. Or give up. Because when you give up, you get buried. Oh, you'll dig your way out. Keep up. relax, and keep up. That's what I was hearing when I was struggling. I had an entire thing with Lulu. Her show debuted right after mine the other day. She came all the way here from New York 3 months ago to make sure everything was her best for that moment. And I have the very first moment of that moment in my possession, her show opener. And I'm panicking. But then the spiritual intersection reminded me, you're not starting from scratch. You moved when you were supposed to. You have something already in the works, and it has already started working for you. I am looking to finish, and the finish is looking for me. I want it to be as perfect as it can be. And as perfect as it can be was looking for me. But we're still not in the clear because, and here's what I heard, spiritual checkpoint comes with instructions sometimes, oftentimes, all the time. Go, stop, whatever. It's an instruction. So I stop and listen. Lauren, set your timer. If you're going to panic, have a place to focus to bring you back in. Pull it in. Bring it together. And so I set my timer. I have 47 minutes. And I'm going. I haven't told you all the other stuff, how I didn't have a keyboard the night before and it wasn't supposed to. I had to order this. I told you a little bit about that yesterday. Wasn't supposed to come and it came anyway. I didn't have enough room to download what I needed to finish. And then I thought I needed one of these to open up some disk space. That was the night before too. Excuse me. And there's no way. I ordered the keyboard and was using faith to hope it would get here in time. And it did. But there was no way to get one of those in time, I thought. But then I asked Brian something, or I was saying about it. Because my terabyte when I pulled out was full. Everything was full. I was like, oh. Walter. Well, can't go any further. That's what I'm hearing. The lies. To see if I'll keep seeking and how strong is the faith. Faith can be like ice on a pond. It can either be very thin and appear thick, or it can literally be thick enough to walk on and get across. And that's one movie thing. I was always like, you will never, if I can help it, I ain't never walk across. I don't care if it's been frozen for 1,000 years. No, because when you hear that sound, they're all out in the middle, and you see that crack line, and then all of a sudden, a whole down they go. And then you see the body floating with face up there. No, that terrified me. I don't want that. So that is what I used to implement in my mind. That's what I see when I'm tempted to cut a corner. Leave early. Well, they won't know if I keep a little extra. Angles create thin ice. I don't care how light you are on your feet. If you are carrying things that are not in alignment with your purpose, I don't care where you have them sequestered, hidden, or stowed. Soon as you get out in the middle of what looked like thick ice, those things have melted it from the bottom up. And suddenly, down you go. So I get to this point. I'm going to show you. Here is what was waiting here. And it was the last thing. And so what has happened with me is when you are practiced and you do your best, and it seems like you don't. At the beginning of the year, I sat in this chair and suddenly I felt sad. And I was like, what is this? And I asked, I was seeking. And I heard God say, look in all directions. And I did. And I was looking over the year that had just gone past, last year, 2024. And I was tempted to feel sad, regretful. And I heard what cradles me and always has. I said, what's wrong? I said, just when I look at my life, it doesn't feel like I've done anything. It doesn't feel like it seems like I should be looking at more. And I heard it instantly. Straighten up. Sit up. Work here. But you know that, remember I said that pain, that, ow, let me try. This time, I was still like this. But it was like the spirit of what I served snuck up behind me and just started massaging my spirit. And the moment the hands that created me started working out the kinks, I immediately relaxed and straightened up. And then I heard it. Do the same thing to that pile. It was a pile. It was not the purposeful stack you see here. And so now I sit down and I'm like, I thought I put everything, how did this stack get so big? Because I was separating as I did all the other, and this stack was all one thing. Guess what this stack was? That's homework from my clients over there. Things that need to go in the mail. Things to be filed. And when I went through each one of those and everything else, spiritual checkpoints showed up. Well, guess what? Like this pile, I keep these books and things here because they all contain things that I have reached for, looking and didn't even know what I was looking for. It was mysterious. And it was like I could hear God say, I was like, well, how do I know the house? Because you said there's no addresses or anything. There's no GPS coordinates. I have to Helen Keller my way there. In other words, trust your feelings. He said, don't worry, Lauren. In purpose, you'll always know when you get there. You'll know what to do. You'll know who they are. They'll know who you are. Automatically, you will recognize because it is familiar to you. So I sit down and I'm going to leave you with this. Everything in this pile, some I found in between books. Don't let your inspiration, see, there's my count. They told me end on time. There are the seeds of greatness for something, somewhere, or someone, something, someplace, some. Some is more than none, and some is more than one. This isn't for me. This is for everything else. And so, these are seeds. These are antidotes. These are stitches. These are trophies to celebrate. These are passports to places that don't even exist yet. These are dictionaries because the words provide meaning. This was the last checkpoint in 3 days of getting to this point. And when I look at it like this, it humbles me because I look at these and I don't look. Relax, Lauren, and keep up. Don't let your passion and energy cheat you out of the bubbles. Don't let your passion and energy confuse you. Breathe. Stay in the moment. Straighten up. And get ready for some bliss. Bliss should not last forever, or we never want to get back to stomping the grapes. Take that with you. Have a divine day. Pray for me. Pray for all of the people in this world who live deeper and more meaningful existences every day. If you're going to fall, don't be afraid. Go ahead and fall. Don't fall forward. That is flat on your face. Fall in love. Because when what created you catches you, you don't fall on your face. You fall into grace. I'm out. And don't let my screen door slam on your way out. God bless you. Thank you for everything you bring to me every day and the encouragement that carries me through every day. I mean that. This is an important time in this world's existence. Do not lose or let anything cover up your flame, your spark, your anything. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Change the world, and it will change you. God bless you. I'll see you guys Monday morning, God willing, on the front porch. And we'll have another illuminated conversation right here on Bathrobe Moments. And here it comes. And I mean it, mean it, mean it. I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. See you soon.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.